Well, one of the most important things though, whenever I'm trying to make content for the channel, mainly with it being on Roblox or Minecraft or anything in general, is having the decency of a decent, good computer. Well, while I have that, it is in desktop form. And while I love it being desktop form, even though to this day my computer is not fully to my likings at this time, I am slowly, trying to work on getting it to the finalization to my likings. But one of the things I like to have on the go is a gaming laptop, so I can also try to do some of this production on the go if I'm on the go. Well, that's gonna change because right here is a box that is gonna change. Now, this is new. Well, new to me, but it's used. This is not like an eBay purchase. Let me just state that for the fact that it's not an eBay purchase, but I may have had the opportunity to purchase this from a certain fellow content creator that has been known to be a part of the channel before. Having that being said, let's open this, shall we? Okay, well, first things first, I got to give a little bit of a docking points with the tape right here because it's already loosened this in. Like, I know you can't see well. The camera is kind of a janky camera, and as well, I'm having to do a weird, probably editing way with this. This is a quick temporary setup for this because I'm wanting right now just open this. So yeah. There. All right. We're gonna go ahead and cut it. I'm actually hoping I'm not gonna damage nothing. Okay, so here we go. The moment of truth. Well, we have a hold on. Wait a minute. I'm seeing. It's a knife box. We got the knife box. Oh my god. Well, this is, oh my god, I no lie, it's amazing to have this. Official membership product, August of 2022. Only 219 of these things were made. And while the original person that had this was gracious enough to put this in as a free deal, because originally it was supposed to be a free mouse, but the fact that it ended up being a Night Fox plush, that is insane. I don't know where I'm gonna put you because you may notice that there's not a printer there no more. That's gonna come back, but I need to find a good spot for you, my friend. But yeah, we have a little bit of just the dust collected on him. I mean, he was probably chilling on a shelf from this particular person for a long time, so he's probably definitely very, oh yeah, he's dusty. He is dusty, but hey, you know what? Us critics aside, welcome to the other Fox family, Mr. Nightfox. But that ain't the main reason why we got this. The main reason we got this, I actually need to figure out how to take this out because this was processed at the UPS store. So figuring out how to take this thing apart, it's gonna be very interesting. Okay. All right. All right, I know the charger's in there, but there we go. All right, got the charger. And holy crap, that's a humongous charger. Oh, as a matter of fact, is this third party? No, this is first party. It's just didn't have nothing Asus in the back of it. Just freaking has ROG in the front. That's it. Wow, I actually thought it would have a Asus, but that's all right. But the main reason why is right here. Let's see here. Let's take this off. This is definitely an interesting packaging job. This actually is not the particular bubble wrapping I had in mind. I was thinking more of the line it would be the special bubble wrap you would get, like Chinese products would come as. I figured it was going to be that kind of bubble wrap, but hey, you know what? I'm not judging. This This is, oh my god, that's freaking cool with the RGB effects. But anyway, what you might ask is this? Well, honestly, if you kind of seen this right here is the Asus ROG series. This is the EST 2006. No, that's not it. Oh my goodness, what is this? This is the GU 603H notebook laptop. This has a RTX 3050 Ti with a 1TB M.2 SSD with 16 gigs of RAM. Now, before we dive into this thing, I actually need to take the drive out to give it a fresh, clean install of Windows, because from the person I bought this from, they weren't really fully successful to factory reset it. So that is something we're going to do. So yeah, let's jump straight into it, shall we? Okay, so examining this, because I've never took apart a gaming laptop before. I've took apart, regular laptops and, desktops and all that, but examining this thing, it looks like it pries off on the sides. We just need to remove all the screws, and I think there is secret screws as well, and I'm hoping there's none hidden under the rivets of the feet. So I think I'm gonna do a little research before I tackle this, since this was indeed expensive. So I'm gonna probably do some research, see what it takes to take this apart. Hope to God that there's no screws hidden under these feet. Now, if they're hidden under these, nice, these are not like exposed or nothing, but these are important, and I haven't really got the full technique on how to reapply these, because I have two of these laptops right here, which one of them I need to reassemble the feet on, but I don't know how the full process goes. So yeah, but one thing's for certain, I think she definitely is going to need a good clean, because I did peek inside of it, and she definitely needs a clean. But there's also seeing what lacks inside of her. So yeah. Okay. So I'm actually happy to relieve that these rivets do not hide any screws. I'm real happy. So, which means our secret ones are here, here, and here. So let's see about getting the secret ones first. So first things first, we need this. We need to have ourselves a screw magnet plate. We don't have this, all of our screws are going to go everywhere, and we don't want to do that. So I'm going to try to use the old pry tool. This is used for easily, grabbing ribbon cables and stuff like that. I'm going to go with this first. This is not the best solution, but it might be good enough just to dig in. It looks like it may be doing it might be doing what we want to here. Let me get a look closer. Now, this is, like I said, it was a janky setup on how I'm doing this, so I apologize. Oh, there we go. We got it off. So there's our first one. We'll set it right there off to the side. If you notice, yes, my cup noodles are there, which I'm hoping editing JPD is, well, he's obviously going to have to include that now since I said something about it. Yes, that was my dinner, because you may notice I'm in the shirt. I just got my hands on this, so I'm very excited. Anyway, let's get the second one off. Okay. There's the second one. She is sticking to us, so hopefully these will go back in. If not, I'm not too worried about sticking these back in, because, well, think about it. Like, anyone who looks in the bottom of this thing and notice it, they're going to notice it, but it's not like the bottom of this thing is going to be very exposed. But the feet are my primary I want to keep, because obviously that's how this thing sits. So that exposed our 3 screws right there. So that is that. Now, we're going to go ahead and get into our toolkit, and we're going to do a Phillips 1 as a starter. So far, that seems to be the play. And we're going to remove all of the screws we see on this bezel. So let me just go ahead and start getting all these removed. Okay, so noticing when I was taking this apart, this corner right here seems to be already popped out, which the screw was not coming out. So this has definitely been attempted, has been opened before, because the fact that this was like this. So now I believe he did, like I said, do some upgrades, because originally this was supposed to come with a 500 and something gigabyte drive, 8 gigs of RAM. That was it. So he did do some upgrades with this for this seller. So can we get that screw to come out, or is that screw just permanently there and it won't come out? I don't think that screw is gonna come out. So that is not a good sign right now with this, but hopefully this reassembling, is a piece of cake. Anyway, having that being said, we're gonna go ahead and do the next step. We're gonna try to pry it. We're gonna try to pry it off. So I've already seen a glimpse as well how this was pried on. So we need to pry it towards this way. So as you can see, it's now coming off. Okay. And then boom, it's off. So what do we have going on here? We have two of these little weird things that are stuck on this screw and this screw only, and it doesn't look like I don't see it in any other screws. So I don't know what is going on here. So that's the only screw that won't come out, but every other screw did. So that's the back. I'm actually having a look around just to see how bad it looks. And honestly, it does not look terrible. All right. Now let's have a look at the actual inside of this thing. It's got a red motherboard design. Oh my god, that is actually freaking cool. I don't know. I've never seen a red design before. Anyway, so let's have a look here. So this is the Wi-Fi card right here. Got the Wi-Fi card there. What do we have here? A company I've never heard of before. I'm gonna pop this out. Have a look at it. Ooh, carefully. Let's see here. We have ourselves an 8 gig, the 16, so which means that 8 gigs are built into this unless it's on the other side. Over time, they had this weird flaw where, well, not flaw, but it was a design where they had one side with one stick of RAM, which means you would have to disassemble the whole thing, and the other side with the external slot. Or it's one of those where it's built in with 8 and the other external, you can do 8. So was that DDR4? I think this was DDR4. Let me double check that again. PCIe 4, dang it. So this we will keep for now, but maybe over time in the future, I might upgrade this to a Corsair drive, because I want the Corsair. I'd rather have the Corsair. The Corsair just makes sense, but this is the main culprit right here we need to get a hold of. We need to get to this. So this right here is our hard drive. Now, I'm not going to take this rubber cover off because I don't want to take this off. I actually want to keep this. This is very useful, keeps things cool. I don't have this on my desktop. I should, but, I'm still learning the curve with my desktop. So we're going to take that screw out. And this should just automatically pop out, which does not seem to be the case. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Why are we not? Slide it. There we go. Okay. It's got a metal plate in the back. That is very interesting. And I definitely don't like the feel of this, but I get it. Anyway, that's the culprit we need. So let's have a look. I want to check everything else out on this thing. Battery doesn't look like it's bulged or anything like that. So the battery seems to be very good. We do have a second external PCIe slot. So if I do want to do an upgrade for this, it can be done. So this only has one slot. That is kind of a downfall. But anyway, let's also just check those fans. The fans seem good. They don't seem real dusty, anything like that. So overall, not terrible. I mean, you could see like signs of dirt, but it's not like crazy bad, like with dust and anything like that. So, yeah. Anyway, having that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the part where we want to talk to this hard drive, shall we? Alrighty, so to read this and clean it, aka clearing all the petitions and stuff, we're gonna need this, but not just this. We're also gonna need another computer. Now, not my current computer here I'm using right now to record this. We're gonna use a different computer because I have this computer dedicated more for this IT kind of category of stuff because, well, I get involved in this and, RL, so it's very common for me getting involved in this stuff. So anyway, let's go ahead and open this up. Now, fun fact, I actually bought this for one of the laptops that I had because I thought I needed it, which ended up not being really the case, but I ended up, not canceling the order and keeping this because, well, I would need this in the future. Plus, it does a regular standard SSD, but has a use, like right now. So we're gonna go ahead and see if we can stick this in here. Ooh. I think we're in. I don't like I said, the rubber pad in there, I actually don't fully like this design and how this is designed, but I went with this one because I have the old predecessor to it, which is the toaster model, call it, which is the dual slot SATA. So obviously we need to get ourselves some power. There's going to be our power, and we're going to use the C to C, not the A to C. Well, I do have an A to C device, but I just rather use the C to C. Anyway, we're going to move this cover here. So we're going to use this one right here. My desk is getting so full, I'm running out of space. We're going to put the screws there. We'll put those little rubber doodads. Like I said, if I can't stick those back, I'm not too worried because those are they're just covered up the screws, the hidden screws for reasons. So we're going to put that there. Set you over there for now and over here because we're going to bring in this computer. This right here is my silver HP. This has an Intel i5, Windows 10. This was a laptop given to me that I had to do a little TLC to, which was also a real nightmare to work with after figuring out the situation, which this is a note to myself. I'm hoping we're not going to have to experience this issue. I had to deal with this one on the RLG. We're going to find out. My hope is that's not the case. So we're going to go ahead and plug you into there. And we need to go ahead and get power. So give me a sec. So we now have power. Now, to get a footage for you guys, because I'm not gonna do a whole camera shot, I'm gonna connect an HDMI cable so that way we're getting footage from this computer to my computer. So kind of like old school how I did my setups, but not really. So give me a sec. All right, I think we have power. Let's see if we have video. We have display. Cool. Alrighty. Cool. Okay, let's go ahead and turn off the capture box. We're not ready yet. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay. Now we're ready. So, okay, hopefully the video is not looking too bad. Immediately my Discord decides to open up. Fantastic. I don't need it. Okay, I think we're good. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn on the hard drive. So turn this back. So we have that on. We have power. We're reading. We're reading it. No way. We are absolutely reading it. Are you for real? I think we are reading it. Let's check. So we're gonna right click on here. We're gonna go to this device. No, not device manager. Sorry, wrong thing. We want disk manager. We're not showing up. Try it one more time. Nothing. I see we have the drive. I see the drive, but I'm not seeing the laptop talk. So when in doubt, if the Type-C port on the laptop's not working, you switch to the C. And that's should be more reliable. I think I broke the C port on this one, and that's why, which I was really annoyed on. That might be why she's not talking. All right, let's try this again. There we go. We got an access denied. You know what? That's fine. I don't need the access to this drive because this is not mine. But anyway, all right, we're seeing it now. All right. So let's do a disk part. If I can spell. We're going to run this. We're going to do yes. We're going to list the disk. And we want to select disk 1. Disk 0 is my primary in this laptop. So we want disk 1, which is the secondary, which is this. So select disk 1. Okay? We're just going to run the simple command of clean. If I can spell it right. I think, there we go. And it says it's been cleaned. And as you can see right here, it is not got nothing on it no more. All the petitions, everything have been erased. So with that, we can go ahead and eject it. And we can go ahead and shut off the drive reader. And we can carefully remove that from the hard drive. That didn't take very long. I know, but we still got to put it back to reassemble it. So let me go ahead and shut this down and take all this apart, and then we'll bring back the laptop, and then we'll put the hard drive back in, and we'll get to the next thing, which is the thing I'm really excited about. All right, now that we have got the hard drive cleaned out, we're gonna reinstall it back into the laptop. So stick it there. Which actually now, it actually went in nicer than it did coming out. So that I'm happy of, okay? We're gonna go ahead and put in the screw that was holding it. Which I'm glad I did not strip that screw because, well, even if I did, I have some replacements, so. Okay, I'm just gonna get a little tight. I don't want to make it too tight. I think we're good there. So if I make it too tight, then I will strip it. That's the last thing I don't need to do in this thing. Anyway. She doesn't really need to be clean. I think she is in great condition and all that. The issue I want to take care of is trying to get this screw situation resolved, because I want to get this screw out. Actually, hang on. I want to look at something. It's supposed to be like that. Really? Okay, well, can we get it slap on like it's supposed to? So the idea is we're going to try to slap it back on. There we go. Slapped on. Just what we wanted. So now we're going to try to get it reassembled. I guess it worked because I'm not feeling that corner pressure like I was before. So yeah. So let me go ahead and get this thing reassembled, then we'll get to the next step. Ooh. Oh boy. Just as I thought. There is a certain sequence these screws do go in, and I'm a dummy. Apparently, your long ones, how many long ones are there? Oh boy. Yeah, I should have took that in knowledge. Oh boy, here we go. We're gonna have to guess it. Is that a long one? I think the long ones go in the very back. That makes sense if the long ones go in the very back. Can't get that there. Let's set it in there. And then the medium ones go here. Okay, so like tall is back, medium in the middle, short is front. That makes a total 100% sense. Yeah. You know, the one thing I should have realized actually when I had the hard drive out, I should have looked at Crystal Disk to see what the information was on that drive. Oh well, you know what? We will find out once we get into the actual installation of this thing. Figure out what kind of hard drive this thing has. Because I was really curious about that and I did not check. Not me. But part of me is because I'm excited to get this thing going, so trying to get this thing officially reassembled is the go-to move, and we'll go from there. We're almost done. We should have about 4 more screws after, well, 3 more after this one. And I'm gonna see if I can put those rubber pieces back. Like I said, if not, I'm not making a big deal because it's not like I would care less. They're just hiding screws that, you know, are there. So, yeah. This one feels really stiff. Come on. Fit in there. Just work with me. That one felt really stiff. This last one might feel stiff too. We'll find out. I mean, the thing is, as long as it gets put back together, that's all that matters. Yeah. All right. So now we have no more screws on our mat plate, or our magnet mat plate. Let's see if we can stick these back on. Looks like they're going in. The next thing I'll probably do is I might take those tweezers I had a little while ago and punch down the holes just to make it, see if they stick back in there. So let's take these. Just give it a little nudge. And like I said, the worst case scenario, if these things fall, well, they fall, okay? Like that one doesn't even look like it's going to go back in there perfectly. These two look pretty good. This one is questionable. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. But anyway, now that's being said, let's get into putting a copy of Windows on this thing, shall we? Alrighty. It's time to give this thing some power. Now, I've already plugged it in. We have a charge light. That is great. I'm going to go ahead and get our HJam going because, well, obviously, have some video out of this. Now, I need to unbury in this back of my desk a flash drive. We're going to go ahead and stick this in. This is the first time me powering this thing on, so ooh, we got some RGB action. She got the freaking Republic of Gaming thing on it. Yeah. You guys cannot see that. Oh, that sucks. Okay, well. See what happens here. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and do this so that way you guys can see what I'm doing on my end. So, yeah. Because I don't know if it's going to automatically detect the drive. It looks like it is, considering the fact that the Windows logo is spinning. And we have a setup. Don't know why it's not showing up on your old screen. It's not going to. Well, that sucks. All right, well, let's... Okay, well, I immediately see a problem. We don't have a keyboard, and we don't have a mouse. Which tells me we may not have a particular drive either. So, let me get a mouse really quick, and let's go from there. because this is a gaming laptop, I figured we go with the gaming aesthetics, but not other than my old Ryzen Aspad V2. We have a mouse. Let's install now. I got a bad feeling we're gonna need a special drivers because this isn't an Intel series computer. It's probably gonna need that special driver. Which, if that's the case, I got a lot of research I gotta do. All right, next. Yep, we had a problem. Alrighty, this is editing Jpd here right now, putting a little bit of a pause moment within this recording session so I can briefly, quickly explain the problem within this situation scenario. Because of this ROG laptop having a newer series Intel processor, Intel made what I like to call a bold move, where now you have to have the rapid storage technology or technological drive for Windows to automatically see the hard drive. This is a very annoying process that Intel has done. I am not a big fan of it. So yeah, I end up probably having to, like, after this recording, going to the next recording, I end up probably maybe spending, I don't know, maybe like 10 to 15 minutes on ASUS's site trying to get their driver of it, because I actually had to deal with this situation with the silver HP laptop that I had shown a little while ago with that one when I was trying to get a fresh installment of Windows on that. So yeah, so having that being said, yes, that was the process that slowed us down. Not like a crazy slowdown, but it was a slowdown since I had kind of experienced it before with the silver HP. It was just trying to get the drive and all that just took some time. So having that being said, let's get back into the portion where we officially get Windows installed. And this time we do have a camera viewing this thing. This is the coolest thing I like about it. Anyway. We're letting this take its course because it's gonna have to go through the freaking loading for Windows. And again, I do apologize about the camera. The camera, I can't do enough about it. This is a 720p camera. Well, that's a 1080p, 720p. It does not look great. It's good for ELS box. It's better than 480p. Anyway, here we go. We'll install. It's not going to get nowhere because the driver's not there. Because it's going to think about it. Agree to the terms and conditions. Custom install. Load driver. Browse. We want this one. Okay. We're going to try this first one, see what happens. See what happens. This is just getting straight. I got this straight from ASUS. It found the driver. That did not look like a 1 terabyte drive though. I don't think this did have the 1 terabyte like he was saying. I think this actually had the 500 whatever, but either way, we got a copy of Windows installed. Oh my god. Okay, that was not as terrible as I thought, but Intel, this sucks. I don't like this. I hate this process. It's very annoying. So yeah, it's the thing I hate about these Intel systems. So yeah, we'll go ahead and let this do this installment of Windows, which it shouldn't take very long. But yeah, this camera does not do very good on justice on the quality, and I do apologize. It is an old camera from like 2010, so, and it's a 720p camera, so this camera does a lot more better than the other one. But hey, I still need to decide where I'm gonna put you. Haven't decided yet, but I do like this. This is freaking cool. This definitely needs a good clean. It's probably gonna definitely get a good clean. That'll be later though. And also, hang on a minute, your shirt back there. We go. Just fix you up a little, make you look good. But the fact that, man, I'm glad he kept the freaking tag on to it. This is I'm happy to have this. This right here is pretty cool. This was the cool part of it. Anyway, so right now we're now at. Let me see if backing up the camera might help. Actually, does make it. Yeah, the camera quality is not great. I'm sorry, folks. Definitely did not want to get the other camera. But anyway, she is installing pretty good. So, yeah, not bad for a little maintenance and stuff like that. So, the hope is we won't have to get any of the auto drives. But if we do, we do. Like, if I have to connect this to an Ethernet connection, I can do that. But yeah, I knew that it was probably going to have this issue with the freaking the Intel stuff, but hey, I'm just glad it wasn't too complicated. Definitely wasn't as complicated than it was with the HP. I will get it. I will admit, Asus, he was a little better. Not a lot, just a little. So, yeah. Anyway. We're going to go ahead and just let it take its course and we'll go from there. Shouldn't take very long, though. Oh, wow. It's about done. Installing updates. It's not going to get any. Well, it will have to do it, but it's not installed on that installer because I don't have it installed. We'll go ahead and let this do its restart. And I can probably remove this mouse too, which I'm hoping I can. I think it's safe to remove. Let's hope. I hope so. But I do like that boot up. That boot up's got like an Xbox vibe to it. I know you can't hear it, but it's got an Xbox vibe to it. Anyway. Fingers crossed. Says getting ready. She's thinking about it. I can see what it means about that fan and that weird noise, but that's not too bad. I mean, I've heard worse. Yeah, boys. Yes. We're alive. Ah. Yes. Nope. Shush. I don't like. Nope. I do not want to listen to you. Okay, the one thing oh wait, it does have mute. That's F buttons. Anyway, I'll do this later. I'm just happy. Oh my goodness gracious, let's go. Yes. Ah, man. Okay, so while everything was going good at this point, we encountered a couple more problems, which I knew was going to be bound to happen. So while we had that issue with the IRST drive issue, while we had that drive situation, we was able to get that resolved because that was something I knew was going to bound to happen. Well, we had other driver problems as well. So I did not have no mouse pad still. I did not have no keyboard. I also did not have no Wi-Fi or connection via the Ethernet port. Now, I really didn't want to go through the whole process of trying just to find one of those particular drives just to get by, because I was able to still use it via the USB mouse. And actually, now that I think about it, the keyboard was functioning. The keyboard was the only thing that was functioning, but my mouse pad was not, so I had to obviously plug in a mouse, but I didn't really want to go through the whole process of trying to get every other drive. So I done what I call the cheat sheet. I had put into the USB, well, I had a USB at extra slot available. I had gotten a USB Wi-Fi antenna, just connected that into it, and I was able to connect to Wi-Fi with it for now. And basically the reason why I done that was so that way I could easily just have it do those updates, try to get them all installed, and after getting the drivers for, well, obviously not doing updates, but getting drivers as well, having the drivers now to have the actual Wi-Fi working, the mouse pad, the NVIDIA graphics, all that, I can connect to the actual Wi-Fi and disconnect the USB Wi-Fi antenna. Having that being said, we're getting all those problems out of the way, she was ready to go. So, yeah. Alrighty. So I finally got this to my likings. I haven't fully got everything installed on it, but let's just see how well it does. Of a game of Roblox. Not just any Roblox game, but Nico's Xbox, because why not? So, first off, yeah, apologies that there was a black border. Like, you also gotta take in mind this laptop screen resolution is not like the same resolution as my output, so it's gonna have a black border, but we're using my old Corsair Hypuna mouse, not my Ryzen, or my Ryzen, whatever I had. I didn't like it. It's just that small size mouses just aren't my forte. I'm more of like bigger size mouse. So yeah, let's get into this and see how she does with Roblox. I'm actually very excited for this because not only am I going to be, like I said, use this for like Roblox, I can do Minecraft with this thing. I can also put into some editing. I'm very happy for this. Anyway. Okay. Alright. Let's see here. I gotta get used to this keyboard. Oh, okay. We got a problem. Unless that's might be a bot. Nope. We got a problem. Yep. Good, at least the radio portion's fixed. Okay. The mouse on this DPI is a little interesting. I'm not doing a great job. No. Oh my. Someone's definitely went a little nuts in the custom bot to this one. That's for certain. Okay. I think I need to work on the DPI a bit. See about fixing that DPI. I'm probably gonna die, but yep. And someone's already started the event. Brilliant. Alright, let's fix this DPI. And yep, that's what I thought it was. Alright, let's try this. Yeah, that's better. Now, I gotta remember myself. Someone's emote dance? Okay, I gotta remember that this mouse does not have rubber feet on it no more, so it's... yeah. Okay, so far... you know, it runs good. It runs great. Isn't there a way you can pull up status? Like, you can see the status of your game on this? Not graphics mode, UI navigation tool, no performance settings. Here we go. But there's no frame rate status on it. Okay, well. Right now, you can see that it's not doing terrible. Here, but let's try to let's go somewhere where there's not gonna be anyone, maybe. Let's go to, I think it's called like, it's not, is it Russian? Whatever. Let's get out of the mall, because the mall is like very annoying. Oh no! Oh, go! Didn't realize. Let me out. Wait. Okay. So one of the things, the reason why I look back is because if you've been a part of the channel before, mainly with streams, you may notice that I have the interesting internet, and it likes to be stubborn. Now, on that shell, I kind of want to experiment to see, is it my desktop, or will this laptop get that same experience? And if this laptop does not get that same experience, that means that I gotta look into my desktop, figure out what the flip's going on. So that's kind of also the other things as well. Having this is now I can see if, you know, if this is having problems or anything like that. And, you know, if this isn't, then I need to look into something. Okay, I forgot she's here in this one. Oi, oi, oi. The tree saved me! Not for long! Oh my, how the heck are we getting away with this? Okay. Don't know how we managed to get away with this, but we are. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna turn off those performance stats. I think we got the idea, but I want to try something. Is it working? It's working! And let's just do this. Oh, but we don't have the music. You know what? That's fine. We can get rid of the UI. Yeah! I wish we had the music, but hey, that's fine. And all the stuff come back. It does that. It's so annoying. Let's try this again. There we go. Turn those off, and then we can do that. But yeah, let's go. This does it too. So, yeah. So far, my only issue is just the resolution screen on it. Because it's not a 920 by 1080. Actually, what is the resolution on this thing? Is there a way we can find out? I'm curious. What is our resolution on this? She is blowing heat really quick on her. Which, you know, that's expected. She's having to do a lot of work. She is working very hard. I expect that from that. And that was one of the things I think this particular person had. That it made so much noise. He had to figure out the best way for it not to pick up those fans. So 920 by 1220. What happens if I set it by 920? Oh, but then I have that black borderline. Dang it. So I can do a 920 by 1080, but then I'll just have that black borderline. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. While that looks great on you guys' end, it wouldn't look great on my end. That's the only issue I have about this, is this just being that size resolution. Like, what happens if I was to do 1280 by 720? The same issue. And it even looks terrible too. So, yeah, that's my only issue about it. If I was to be real, I would probably use this. Maybe bring a second monitor. Do the gameplay on that monitor that supports that 920 by 1080, which means, yes, I would have to have a keyboard. And obviously, I have a mouse in general. I'm going to have a mouse in general if I was to actually want to do some record production on this. But, honestly, within this computer would be great as for editing purposes, making thumbnail purposes, you know, having to do renders and all that stuff, studios, all that jazz. But when it comes to the recording, yeah, little iffy on that. If I was to do it, like I said, I would just have to work around it. Or what I would have to do is I would just have to suffer with the black border on the screen. I know you can't see this because I don't have that camera. I had it going a little while ago, but for you guys looking at it now, it looks beautiful. It looks great like it should with a 920 by 1080. So, yeah. I need to specify something. At the beginning of this, I said that this thing had a 1 terabyte SSD. Well, it's sort of not true, and I'm giving grace to the person I bought this from because he thought it also had a 1 terabyte, but it does not. It has a 512. I think it's a 512 gigabyte SSD, which means that this thing will need an SSD upgrade. So we'll probably get a WD Black for it for sure. 1 terabyte, although that's going to be expensive. But that will be in the future. So she's going to need a WD Black 1 terabyte SSD. And we're going to get an 8 gig stick of Corsair higher speed, because I don't even know what the speed was in this. I actually didn't look into it. But I think if I get those two changes on it, I think she would run a lot more better. She would have a lot more storage and all that. But, yeah, that was something I forgot to... I did not realize, and after I looked into setting this thing up. And I kind of noticed it too when I was trying to install Windows. I noticed after we finally got the drive showing, because I had to do that stupid whatever Intel thing, that RT whatever whatever the driver was I said a while ago. Yeah, I had to get that stupid driver just to get it to read. I was very annoyed about that, but I guess that's just now how Intel is, and it sucks, Intel. I don't know why you guys decided to make that as your play, but it sucks because not only that driver not working, I didn't have no keyboard. I didn't have no mouse pad. I had to connect a mouse just to get the installment going. I don't know whose idea it was to make this change, but it's the worst. Now, if this is not an issue with 11 installment, well, joke's on me, alright? I wanted 10 on this thing because 10 is how I am. I know 10 support's gonna end in like October, but I'm enjoying it while I can because I've been a 10 user for a while, and I just love 10. Now, if you've asked me if I've experienced with 11, I have. I hate it. I hate it so much. So, I know I'm gonna have to get used to it, but yeah, it sucks. M16 was correct. It is an M16. I'm right. Oh my god. My brain thought. But yes, this M16 ROG laptop right here, it's not bad. And for the price I paid for this thing, I paid the low price of $500 plus $50 in shipping. And come to think of it, that $50 getting you, that was worth it. I don't know where I'm gonna put you. I really don't know where I'm gonna put you. Wait a minute. I did not know your noob comes off. Well, actually, that actually kind of makes you a lot more better. If just the shells were just an inch taller. Oh, hold on a minute. Wait. That might be doable, but now we're gonna put you. Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. I hope there's room for my thermal printer that I plan on bringing back. Let's see how that works, but yeah. That's his new home. Perfect. Now, the last thing as well, yes, indeed, I paid $550 for this laptop, but I didn't mention on who I bought this from. Well, let me just state this. If you're an OG, you've been around with King of Bricks streaming, which obviously that tells you probably who I even bought this from. This used to be King's ROG laptop. He bought this because when he was at his second location, again, if you've been in part of the past streams, you may notice the second location, the background being different. This was his second location setup. Well, that's not how he does his forte no more now, since he now takes his desktop from point A to point B, along with the monitor and the whole 9 yards. So he had no use for this no more. So he gave me the ability to buy it from him because he claimed that one of the fans had an issue. And to my understanding from owning this, I have not noticed an issue with the fans. Now, he was gonna also sell me those 2 displays. If you've been a part of the Discord community, you may notice he had those 2 attachment displays. Well, originally we thought the price was gonna be a little bit too high, so we end up just passing on those. Although that ended up not being the case, we found out after. But you know what? Hey, I've already got this. I'm excited. I have a portable display. If I really want to get those displays, which I might in the future, and you never know, I might. I can always go to him. But anyway, on that bombshell, thank you very much, King of Bricks, for giving me the opportunity to do this business deal with you, buying this ROG laptop. Very excited about it. It's going to be very useful, especially on the go if I need to do editing, work on thumbnails and stuff. Now, when it comes to, like I said, with recording, and I'll probably not, but gaming, heck yeah! That's something I'm going to enjoy this thing for, especially within the upcoming April. So, yeah. This is something I'm definitely going to enjoy having. I'm still trying to work with this thing, trying to get it to my likings right now, because I've been trying to get the RGB to my likings. That's been iffy at this time. I still got to get more stuff on here, but I'm very happy to own this thing. I know if I do the 1 terabyte upgrade, I'm going to have to go through the whole process of installing it again, which is going to be fun, but it won't be as bad as it was. Unlike a while ago, yesterday, when I was trying to get it all installed. But, yeah. Anyway. But, yeah, this is my new to me ROG M16 gaming laptop. I'm very excited to have this. So, yeah. If you would like to check out this laptop for yourself, while it's not going to be the full specs of this, I will be sure to include this on my equipment and software page. It'll be straight from Amazon, if Amazon still has it up there. If not, it's going to be Best Buy, since that was actually originally where King got this. He got this from Best Buy. So it will be there if you're interested. And another reason why I also wanted to make this video was just to kind of also go show you the whole process on, you know, what I do in RL when it comes to IT, like when it comes to working on computers and stuff like that. But another reason why I made this was because of a certain somebody. I'm not going to get into the details, because if I do, yeah. I've already been there, done that, don't want to go there again. But let's just say it's just going to be an easier way to also guide a certain someone to upgrade theirs as well. Even though theirs is actually a different model, and it's actually a little bit of a nicer model than mine. But hey, it is what it is. But yeah. If you guys did enjoy today's video, while this was a different, not usual type video I know I'm doing on the channel, make sure you give it a like. If you're new to the channel, you don't want to miss, well, not videos like this, but other videos I do on the channel when it comes to content on gaming, such as Roblox, Minecraft, any of that stuff, as well as streaming it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you get notified whenever I do upload new videos or streams. Apart from that, I've been your host, Jpdminecart. You all been the audience, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.